What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As promised, I am bringing you more street dance related content, and on today's episode I have a very special guest. Ta-da! Now if you're a Queensland street dancer, I'm pretty sure he needs no introduction whatsoever. He is the 2019 Oz Krump Big Homie of the Year, the 2020 Oz Krump OG Champ. He is the CEO, creator, founder, big homie of Bang Universe. This is Horace, aka Bang.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome. How are you?
Oh, that was a cool intro.
I try.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for
I know
having
it's
me.
a bit of a drive from where you at?
Yeah.
Riverhills,
Yeah. Peak hour traffic.
Yeah, true.
No, but it's all good. It's worth drive.
Yeah, sick. Well, it's cool to have you here.
Thanks.
So, I just want to basically ask you some questions about Krump and about your journey, because I feel like there's a lot that people don't know and they need to become more aware of, you know what I'm saying? So, super stoked to have you here. Do you want to start by giving yourself like an introduction, like how long you've been Krumping for? Who you were? All that sort of stuff before you started Krump?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So like for who I was and all this before I was Bang and all that stuff.
I guess who were you when you first started Krump? Like before you started Krump, were you a dancer?
Yeah, so I was doing pop and locking or like robotic dance moves. This was very 80s style, so
Okay.
You Got Served wasn't out. There was none of that. It was very much Michael Jackson, very much breaking Beach Street, 80s style kids. So you got the track pants.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The full outfit. We didn't wear the Adidas or Puma and stuff, so we wore Everlast. The shoes were always Asics and things like that. So yeah, with the headband going around, tied up, looking kung fu and all that, and just breakdancing. Really.
Hey!
Yeah, so I wasn't a breaker. I was more of like just like robotic, kind of wavy moves. And we just had fun. Literally, I was a kid doing that. And I was pretty good. We were in Sydney. We were living in Sydney back then. We were kids. And I was starting to represent what we called city battles. So the Sydney city battles were like where the suburb you were from. So if you're from like Earlwater or Kings Grove or like, Bankstown, Blacktown, like Penrith, you'd battle cities by cities. And how we represented was like high school stuff. So I was representing the Kingsgrove Kings, and I was in grade 5 and I was battling guys who were 28-year-olds.
This guy was battling when he was in grade 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. Got to a point where my team were representing New South Wales as a breaking crew for a competition. Back then, we were going against guys from New Zealand, and there were Rocksteady crew and all them. We were trying to go against those guys. Unfortunately, I was underage.
Right.
So I wasn't allowed to enter in.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. You've got like an entire dance history before Krump.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that. Like you were doing animation and robot and
kept
everything.
it very
That's
private.
crazy.
It was just fun.
Yeah. So how long were you doing that for until you started like Krump? And when did you start Krump?
So like I did it all the way till I was in grade. Well, I wasn't serious about it when we left Sydney. So when I left Sydney, I was in grade 6 or 7. Once we moved from there to Brisbane, I kind of left dance alone for a bit. I was just like, all right, study. I was into music a lot, so I was just trying to learn how to do music, but the schools weren't teaching me, so I had to like learn outside of school. And then I kept going to these dance events because they saw me that I can dance. And there was, in grade 11, there was this high school competition. So anybody can join. So I was like, stuff it. Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Okay.
You'll bleep it out later?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
I might not. Okay, it's all good.
I'm old. I'm trying to keep it PG rated.
No, just be yourself, man. It's all
Sweet.
good.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's break the ice. Fuck it. So I'm just like grade 11. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going straight in. I'll give it a shot, and I won the high school competition.
Hey.
So I'm like, sweet. What's next? Then they had the district high school competition. So everybody in Queensland from high schools battled it out. I didn't win. We lost against like some breakers and that. They were cool guys. They were like being friendly afterwards. And we all won a ticket to watch a movie about dancing. And I was stoked. Guess what movie that is?
I think I know what it is, but tell me.
Yeah, You Got Served.
Sure. Oh, okay, it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I was going to say Rise. Never mind.
Not Rise. So like, You Got Served just came out and they were doing the premiere. We won the battle competition to watch the first show. So we roll in. I was in grade about to graduate grade 11 to go to 12. Watch the show and I was like, yeah, this is sick. I lost the battle. I'm furious, but it was sick. Grade 12, I was already in depth in music. Like I'm performing for MTV after parties in Sydney. I'm like doing really well in music.
That's crazy. Yeah.
In grade 12, I would be 17. I go down to Sydney, prepare for MTV after party, and the guy that's managing everything, he said, you need backup dancers. And I was like, fuck dude, I'm a dancer myself. We don't need that. You guys know you're the artist. We need a backup dancer. Mind you, I was ad-libbing for my family member, like my cousin of mine. So I wasn't even all in. I was just helping out. And the backup dancer was Dario Phillips.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
What's up, Dario?
Yeah.
If you're watching this now,
literally.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, that's
What's up,
funny.
turtles? So Dario Phillips, Boiler, and Scrappy.
Okay.
And Caramel Caramel. So she was there as well. So,
what was her name, sorry?
Caramel Caramel. So her name is Caramel, but it's the Caramel Caramel. She's a mad OG in the hip hop industry in Sydney.
Okay, yeah.
And she, like the whole crew was doing their thing. We meet up with Dario. This was like, I'm in grade 12, mind you. I'm still in high school. I rock up, I see Dario and them, like there's these guys getting prepared for like MTV after party. Guess who's at MTV after party? We got Snoop Dogg, we got Usher, we got everybody.
Hey.
I'm meeting these people. This is fresh. I'm not like shaking hands, sucking, whatever it is. I'm just like starstruck, right? So before all this happens, Dario's like, can we do a little rehearsal? It's like, yeah, they're doing a hip hop routine. And we're waiting for Dario and like our crew, right? Like our performance crew. Dario, Boiler, and Scrappy are walking up the steps, having a mad argument. And I'm just like, here we go. This shit's about to go off the Richter scale. And then my cousin's like, what's going on? He's like, man, before we rehearse, these two dudes need to battle it out. And I'm thinking like, you know, breakdown shit. I'm like, all right, here we go, rookies.
You just watched You Got Served.
Yeah,
so you
know what I mean? I'm still in You Got Served mode. I'm like, fuck, all right, let's go. So I'm kicking back, waiting to do to see some moonwalk shit happening and someone do a backspin, and they start crumping.
You're like, oh, what the heck?
I know, it's arm swings, stomps, like they weren't even, like they would just look like they were fighting, like they were just
Yeah, especially back then, hey, the style was so different,
weird.
right?
It was hell weird. And they weren't perfect, but they were perfect to me. Does it make sense?
Okay.
Like they just started 3 months into crumping when I first seen them and met them.
Wow. Yeah.
So when they were doing it to me, I'm like, holy crap, these guys are right there. You know, like these guys are professionals at whatever they do. I'm shocked and I'm like, what's this dance? I'm thinking you're doing some African shit.
Yeah.
And then I see Boiler doing it and I'm like, you're not African. So I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, what is this? And Dario walks up and he's like, this is called Krump. This is what we do back home. I'm thinking, Dario, all right, this is American brand. I was like, do you have a link I could see this stuff? He's like, nah, man, do your research. I was like, okay, uptight. I was like, sweet. So we did the MTV after party performance. Like I said, we meet all the superstars, mind blowing. I meet like Snoop Dogg and all that.
That's crazy.
Crazy mad fun.
Insane.
Great experience, insane. But that was not on my mind. My mind was still on Krump. I was
Damn.
like, what is this dance? So I rush home. I'm still in school in grade 12. I rush home, I go on the internet and I type Krump. C-R-U-M-P.
Yeah.
Nothing came up. I was like, fuck, he lied to me.
You're like, what is Krump?
Yeah, I started like putting like fighting dancing. You know, capoeira pops up, jiu-jitsu. I'm like, this is not it. Frustrated. And then when I went back to school doing my thing, come back, my brother shows me the video Rise on YouTube.
That's like the OG movie. I feel like
thing.
everybody who started in Krump back then, they always mention Rise.
100%.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wasn't even just Rise. It wasn't Rise. We didn't get to watch Rise until like at least 8 months later.
Oh, okay.
We watched the battle scene of Tight Eyes in Krumping vs. Clowning when he slams the chair.
Oh, true.
That's the part we seen.
Wow.
And that's when I'm like, shit, this is beyond what I just saw. This is it.
Yeah. When you see Tight Eyes do it, it's like, oh crap, he's like he's the creator. Yeah.
So I like, after I saw that and I seen how they spelt it, I seen where it is, I just done research and then hello Shake City.
Okay, Shake City.
Yeah, had to follow the steps to understand what was going on.
True. And then you watched Rise.
Rise, yeah.
True. Okay. Interesting. So, so did you start did you say you started in Sydney or Queensland? You were in Queensland then, right?
I was in Queensland.
Queensland. True. So yeah, cool. Who was like your first big homie and your like Krump names that you had when you first started? Did you have any Krump names back then?
Yeah. I had today as we speak, I've had 5 big homies in total.
Okay.
When I first started, my first big homie was Joker. He was under the Superiors.
True. There's so many Jokers. Which one?
Yeah. Well, ironically, he went from Joker, and then like after 2 weeks under being his little homie, I stopped being his little homie, and then like a couple of years down the track, he became my little homie.
Oh, true. Okay.
Dene.
Who?
Dene.
Old
Baby Bang.
Okay.
You would have seen him at the skate park. He was from New
Probably,
Zealand.
yeah, when I first
He was a
started.
part of the Superior fam.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was under him first 2 weeks. I love the guy. Still friends with him. Then if
Yeah.
you're watching this, brother.
Hey.
After him, I went under Buck Major.
Okay.
So he was a very church-fearing, like God type guy. So he was all about the Bible. To be honest, he wasn't a dancer.
Oh, really?
Like he was powerful. He was very, very powerful. He was like 3'9" high, like he's very knee height tall.
Oh, okay.
Short guy but stocky, and he just moved like a tornado. Like
Wow,
he was
okay.
very psychotic. But he would never teach. He would just be like, yeah, bro, read the Bible and this and that and this and that, and I'm just like,
Oh, one of those ones.
Yeah.
It's like if you read the Bible, you'll become a good dancer.
Yeah. He was just like, I was like, man, teach me how to jab. And he was just like, hey, Jesus got the answer.
Hey,
and I'm just
okay.
like, hey guy, motherfucker, he's not teaching me how to jab. I'm like, so I got frustrated, and then I started just like venture off in my own way and try to learn how to do basics foundation. That wasn't my forte back then, basics and foundation. I was very entertainment style.
Okay.
So like
Like
I was
character and stuff?
Very much character, very much like body movements, but no basics. No, I wouldn't say no basics. I'd just say I had a very weak basic and foundation. And I was just like, man, I need to understand this.
Would you say that like the character and the performance aspect of Krump was like a huge deal back then? Because I remember like they used to paint their faces and stuff and like costumes and all that sort of stuff.
In Australia, not ideal.
Okay.
Because in America, they had the face paint and they had that all down pat. In Australia, it was more feeling. So it was inside that counted the most.
Right.
People had different characters and different foundations, so that's how you can spot it straight away.
Yeah.
The style itself will explain the foundations and character. My character and foundation was literally still on a learning path. Hence the reason why I had like 2 other big homies after the 2 I loved dear the most, but I still had Bugsy, which was after Buck Major.
Yeah.
And then after Bugsy was Big Wits.
Oh, okay.
The Patriots. Shout out to those guys, always pay respects. But that's when I start to learn different types of basics, different types of foundation. I start to understand a whole bunch of different routines out of this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I moved on. And now my original big homie is Fudd, aka Doomsday. So
Yo.
represent DC.
Hell yeah. That's sick. So you had to go on that long journey in order to become Bang. So I want to know, like, how did you get Bang? How did you become Bang? And I feel like that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So Bang literally started round about 2005.
Right.
So
how long were you crumping then?
I would have been crumping solidly at least a year, because you have to take into perspective.
So you've had this name for ages.
Yeah.
This is like your name.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Hence the reason why you see me a lot on Instagram, Facebook, when I see other people from other countries repping Bang.
Yeah.
I get a little bit defensive.
Right.
I'm
You're
just
like, excuse me?
you know what I mean? I don't see no hands on this plow.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see these sticky fingers on top. I was like, you got to earn this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. You just kind of you got to earn it. It started as a joke.
True.
So we had this thing called Oz Krump Forum. And
I've heard about this. Yeah.
And a lot of people from all over the state, like all over Australia, just bitch.
Did other countries have like a forum?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a thing.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a thing. So, like American had their forum. They had their, they had the American Krump Forum thing going on. I think they had a KK Krump Kings type thing.
Sounds so formal, like a Krump forum. Like,
it was
like
very.
You would never think of that like these days. It's just like, a Facebook group,
Yeah,
like,
well, this was a trip because I'm not sure if a lot of people remember. I'm pretty sure the old heads would remember. But on the Oz Krump Forum, on the left side, you can select what page to be on.
Oh, true.
So if you got like battles or like fam tag team or something like that, or like just whatever.
That's pretty advanced for an old page,
Yeah. We had this guy. I think it was his name was So Pico in Australia. So he created the forum for everybody.
Okay.
And he was from Queensland too, and then he moved to Melbourne to do film and stuff like that. So he sold the forum to like one of the guys in Melbourne, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know the full story, but like, yeah, we had this full forum. It was solid. Everybody was just talking their bit. You know what I mean? So you can upload your videos. You can do video battles, so people can just do a response.
So they were doing this back then.
Way back.
This was happening.
YouTube?
Yeah. Here we are, like we've been doing Zoom battles, and we've been doing these battles on Instagram. Like you guys were doing that way back then.
We've done it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there was a lot of beef talk.
Yeah.
On that forum as well, whose fan was tighter, who was better, who this and that and this and that. And then it comes to a point where it gets personal. So a lot of people talk and talk and talk. It's cool. They call that, smack talk back then. I think they call it buck talk now.
True, yeah.
But back then was, buck talk. Who that buck talk? A lot of people will smack talk back then, including myself, not innocent. But when it gets too far and they start to get personal, and they want to talk about shit that's not relevant to dance, I would intervene and I would say bang.
Okay, like you comment?
Yeah, I just write bang. Now to me, I'm just bored. I'm just bored. Wrote bang.
You're like 18 or something at the time.
I'm 18.
You're like 18
19,
at the time, you're burn.
Yeah, I'm a kid, dude. I'm like, I'm not there to be mature. Like, fuck, I'm still trying to grow. So like, everyone saw that as, I don't know what it was, but they thought it was funny.
Right.
They laughed and they all wrote bang as well. And so every time it's like someone would write a status on the forum like, hey man, I think your moves are whack. And then this shit gets out of hand, then all of a sudden I'm coming in.
Yeah.
Like it's just normal comments and I'm about to waltz in and be like bang.
Yeah.
And it always happens. And then legit, it'll be like at least 10 to 15 other comments and everybody's writing bang. Like they're just writing bang, 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 bang. It just shuts down the negativity.
That's funny.
It's insane. And ever since that happened, I think literally for like 3 months, if it's not my memory that collects me properly, I think it was the guys in Melbourne and the guys in Sydney. I think it was Rough and I think it was Chaos. I think it was Rough and I think it was Dario. They said, hey man, look, you're just gonna be bang. I was like, nah, I'm such and such. I was my original Krump name, my first Krump name.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm going to be Bang. I'm going to be that. I'm like, nah, you're Bang.
You didn't want it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. All right, I'll take it. And then I was like, I need to make something out of this. And that's when I start to realize what I learned from my big homies, and then there's Bang.
Right.
So I separated
you
everything.
Had created your own path.
My own path,
Yeah.
yeah. So I took knowledge of how to do basic foundation, and then my path is Bang. And then that's how I start to create my own legacy of Bang. And that's how I came about.
Damn. Okay, so it all started from just commenting Bang. So
yeah, started as a joke, now it became serious.
Yeah. So take notes of those jokes you make on Facebook. It might end up being your Krump name.
I hope not.
Now we talked a lot about your journey in Krump and like when you first started. So I'm curious to know, like, from when you first started Krump and your upbringing and the way you grew into Krump, compared to like the way that current new gens come into the game.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any differences, or there's like similarities? Is there any differences, similarities, etc.? Like, what do you?
There is similarities, but there's also a huge difference.
Yeah.
So the upbringing in my generation was very find the knowledge base.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't like go on YouTube, these two are battling.
Yeah, I feel like we've got it like we have it a lot easier, you know, like we can just watch things, and we've got classes like handed to us.
Yeah.
You know, people make so many excuses about, oh, I don't have time to lab, I don't have time to this, but you can literally just like Google a class these days, you know, it's like easy.
Yeah, our information was literally a year behind.
Especially, like, do you think that's especially because like in Australia it was, we were we one of the first countries to start? We were,
We're literally named as the OG of Krump in the world. So it's the original generation. If you want to be political, of course it's America.
Yeah.
It's where it's created. That's why they call it the Mecca.
Yeah.
It's where it started. But of every other country, Australia's the number one. Australia is named the oldest country in the world to start Krump, to be Krumping. So when we did it, we were literally a year or 2 years behind, because when Krump Kings come out, they will release videos that was a year ahead before we even watch it. They were like doing something else, and we're watching the latest video, like the latest DVD.
Right.
So we're like, oh man, this is it. And then when they come do their tours, they're a year ahead of us.
And
they just like, man, fuck, you guys.
Yeah, so you guys were just pretty much based off like the DVDs and everything else.
That's all we had.
Okay, yeah.
And so we pirate the songs. We pirate the DVDs. We're not rich, man. Like, it's a fucking street dance. What do you expect? So like we just word of mouth. Who's got what? Who's got this? And who's got the links and all that stuff. And we just learn that way. And then we learn off by battling each other. We learn off by sessioning. Like, I think this generation, when you guys go into sessions and battles, you don't learn from each other. You more compete against each other. And then once you finish, you only go off by what is being done before. So when you battle someone, it's like, all right, time to shake hands and, you know, have a nice conversation. When we did it, we battle, shake hands, and then we start talking about shit we didn't see. And explain moves.
Straight away giving feedback kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, feedback, like, it was more like, man, that was a crazy move you did then, and the person would explain his move. And then I'd take it so I can practice at home.
Oh, see, that's cool. See, if you do that these days, I feel like people would be like, oh, you're biting my moves or something.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like people, like you said, they're a bit competitive.
Very competitive.
Competitive energy. And I think back then probably they were a bit more family orientated.
Very family orientated, because we had our separate thoughts. Like, you have fams who had their own versions of what they want to do by themselves as a fam. But when fams have their own battles, they're feeding off each other. When people battle on a stage, they still feed off each other. Because once you go in your separate way, everyone's talking about what that person did.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, did you see that trick? Oh man, you see that thing? Or, but how did you do it again? Then everybody's labbing what that person did on stage. And that's from our own ground. You know what I mean? This generation would just be like, I need to lab more. So it's like, my own creativity needs to beat your creativity. And once it's done, I'll come back and wax you on. It's like, nah, dude, you made the same mistake already by thinking like that.
Yeah.
You have to come in open-minded. Either take the loss or win, doesn't matter. You are going to perform and do your best.
Yeah, so it's not about winning, it's about doing your best.
Do your best.
You're
Having fun. You're having fun.
Yeah.
Like, old school generation, we fed off each other's dance. We fed off each other's vibe. Doesn't matter how good you are. Sessioning, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter how. We grabbed random people who can't dance. Yeah.
This is a person walking down the street like, hey, come join us.
Yeah, it was literally it. We grabbed people.
That's cool.
And they just started swinging shit. It's not right, but hey, you're
Yeah, well, the sessions were live back then, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you guys were doing something right. So,
yeah,
you
well,
know.
it's because you're expressing.
Yeah.
And it was very much an expressive dance back then. This generation, it's more of a showcase. It's more of like knowledge base.
Okay.
I was taught in this class, and I went to this class, and
Right.
I'd done this segment, and I went to this thing, and now since I've learned this, I'm going to apply it in my next session.
Right, yeah.
Instead of like, just fuck it, feel it and do it.
So true, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Like
then
a lot of people are just labbing in their session rounds when they should just get in there and just feel.
feel.
Right.
Now, when I lab in the sessions,
Yeah.
only because I know how to feel my shit.
Right.
Like, when I do it in the session, I'm feeling my lab. So when I battle, it's beyond that. A lot of like some of my little homies do that too, because they think they see, they follow.
They see you doing it and they think
So
they
they
can
think
do
it's
it.
right,
But you've
yeah.
got like the whole...
I've got my pattern.
Yeah.
I've got my pattern, and then it's by teaching, but at the same time, it's by feeling the most. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Krump should be felt in sessions and in
Woo!
everything. Yeah.
Facts. I like that. Speaking of battling though, I would like to know, like, for you, what does it mean to like battle? What is battling to you? Or even what was it for you back when you first started versus what it is today?
Okay, so back then, battling people, I wanted to earn their respect.
Okay.
So in that era, I was like, I need to earn my stripes. I need to earn my respect. And to do so, I had to battle people in my range and further up.
Right.
Now, when I said that, like, I was considered, I'm still considered as an OG, but to me, skill level is where the rank's at.
Right.
To me, though.
Okay.
So if someone was tight, I'm like, you're up here. There's no way you're down here unless you have a child's mind, like you know what I mean. But if you do have a simple mind, then that's got nothing to do with your skill. It's more of maturity. That still don't beat the fact that you're really good. We've got kids overseas who are freaking phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like baby crow, whatever, or baby bees.
Yeah,
little
yeah.
Japanese
Oof,
kids,
they're insane,
right?
man, yeah.
And they're freaking mature when you talk to them, and they're right up here.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset back then. I was like, if your skill level matches your blah blah, no matter how simple your mind is, you're up there. So I was like, all right, I know who to battle. I need to battle these people so I can get better, and I earn the stripes.
True.
So
Do you think that was like a thing in general back then, that you had to battle to earn your stripes kind of thing?
That was a big thing. For everybody back
Yeah.
then, it was definitely a big thing. For the guys who were already up there, like Bugsy, Ice Fam, Patriots, things like that, Brown Wall, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the AIS, these guys are already up there.
Yeah.
They didn't have to earn the stripes. But one thing that's different from this generation to back then is the guys who are up here were very keen to battle anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you were a youngin', new booty, like just, hey man, can I battle you, dude? Like those OGs will be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because if you don't go with the ranks first, as the littles, you go for the baby to the top. If you don't go through those ranks and the big says, all right, let's go for it, you are eventually going to get your ass spanked in the first round. Easily.
Of course.
And then you're wasting time after that.
So you're saying, but those OGs would always accept the...
Always.
Oh,
They
the
never
battle?
back down.
Yeah. And these days they don't? Like, as in like...
Well, the reason why they don't these days is because people who call them out don't appreciate the loss.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people appreciate how hard they tried to beat them, but they don't appreciate the actual loss.
Right.
Because if you lose against someone that's worthy that high up, that means you need to learn what you've done wrong.
Right.
No one learns in this generation. They just count the round. It's like, shit, I lost that round. Instead of being like, shit, I just lost, and he's not trying or she's not trying. And the OGs are like, fuck, you're wasting my rounds and you're not taking a lesson. So I mean, so like back then it was like, I'll teach you. Anybody in that middle bracket, like myself back then, was just like, I need to earn your stripes. Fight.
I also feel like these days, just based off what you said, I feel like if a new gen was to call out somebody who was like at a very high rank, that person would be like, oh no, you can't battle me, I'm too high up, kind of thing.
These days, yeah. These days, yeah, because like I said before, it's literally taking the loss properly. Like if someone come up to me now, some new booty came up and said, hey, I'll call out Bang. Well, first of all, I wouldn't have to show any emotions to that because everybody around me will get angry.
Yeah,
They're like, fuck that, you battling me first before Bang. Why? Because you guys understood how to lose first. How to accept the first round loss. Why did you lose the round so badly the first round? Because you didn't lab properly. Sweet. What do? Then you understand the rounds. Now the new booty don't know that shit. They come right up and like, oh, well, I could take you on. I've watched Rise. I've seen you got served. And then they come at it and then they lose and they're like, oh wow, that was incredible. It's like you were so stunned at the round, but you're not learning the loss. You know what I mean? So that's why they do it now. They're like, nah, go through the rounds first. Go through the ranks. You see a lot of heavy hitters do that now when they have fams. They're like, hey, I'll call you out, and the heavy hitters like, nah, go through my levels first. Until you appreciate the loss. Until you do that, then I'll take you on. So that's why they do it now. Like that's the difference. I reckon.
That's interesting. This conversation reminded me of Shutdown, because I know that guy. Like when I was in Sydney, I swear he just battled anyone. He did not care.
He's cool.
Yeah, he did not care what rank they were. If you were like 2 months in the game, he'd be like, yeah, let's battle. I was like, oh damn, you go and get your ass whooped. That new gen's gonna get their ass whooped. But yeah, that's interesting. So like, just to add on to that, what do you think defines like the success of a krumper or like a street dancer in general? Just
I saw that question. That was a really good question.
Oh yeah,
Really
now, just
question.
so you know, I have written down all my questions.
Yeah, no, that was
prepared.
great. That's a really good.
Because sort of jump straight to it from the battling one, but yeah, I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because a successful krump dancer is not getting paid. It's not about fame, you know what I mean? If you have 50 littles and they're all doing fantastically well in life, isn't that success? You know what I mean? So like, when you asked that question, I was like, that's a really good question, because that question gets ignored.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's just about they look up to the people like overseas and stuff, and they're like, oh, they're famous. They're they've been on TV. They've done this. They've done that. And like they think that that's successful.
Yeah.
But I like what you just said. How you said about.
Yeah. See, like I was talking to someone last night about all that stuff as well, and I said, when they say, oh, that person's on a pedestal, get off your pedestal, get the fuck off your pedestal, blah 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 blah, and I find that hilarious. Because they don't look at the bumps and scratches and slashes on that pedestal, and the person that's standing on that pedestal didn't want to be up there in the first place, but because no one had the balls to get up there, that person did it, and now they made it to the top. Everybody's bitching, and that person that's standing on the pedestal is like, "Fuck, take it," and they'll just jump off and do another one again. Everybody wants to be a krump successful dancer or a street successful dancer. Like they want to be dancing forever and getting paid and traveling and be a backup dancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they want that lavish life, but they don't understand the struggle for it. You know what I mean? The
work that is required to actually get there.
Like when you see people talk about, like, oh man, I had to like eat with no food, like the lights went out, I didn't have money to pay bills, and blah, blah, blah. That didn't happen in a second. That would be years of that shit. Like scraping to pay rent. Like that is years. And you're still going hard. Once you hit that point of where now you're making ends meet because of dance or whatever you're doing, now everybody wants to be at that line. And they don't see the success happening. So literally the journey or the process of that success, that part makes you who you are. That part makes you successful.
Facts.
So like, if I wanted to give a tip to everybody on like how to be a successful Krump dancer, fuck off all the blasé shit. Like really block out this mentality, this imagination of I'm going to be the first person to get paid from Krump, and they're going to pay me because I'm a fantastic Krump dancer. Homie, if Todd Eyes and Mio ain't on a fucking mansion, you ain't either. Sit down. Like they haven't gone there yet. So we should block that shit out. We should focus on how to be successful as a human being. Teach
Facts.
those. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
That's what's up.
Literally teach those who have no access to knowledge. Now we have plenty easy access to knowledge. YouTube, classes, all over around the world, events, battles. Like there's knowledge everywhere.
Yeah.
But we need people for them to be successful. You need people to teach them the knowledge, not just show them the fucking knowledge. If you show them knowledge, it will go in one ear, out the other. You teach them the knowledge, it'll be stuck there forever.
Ooh, there's a difference between showing and teaching.
100%.
There you go.
There you go.
So it's about the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. I feel like you've already covered this question. You've said so much. So you've already given so many tips. But I did have a question. Like, did you have any tips or advice for the next generation?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I got a solid tip. This is literally one of my rules. So I have a bang rule. It's like 11 rules.
Hey, 11 rules for bang.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's for the bang fam.
It's for the bang fam. Bang universe.
But I'll leak one out, and it's one of the rules is don't forget to Krump. And it may sound simple as shit, but once you start Krumping, like if I asked you, the first time you fell in love with Krump, how madly in love were you with Krump?
Oh, I'm madly, like
insanity.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just doing it day and night.
Krump was everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then,
like I stopped a whole other career for this. So
100%, right?
Yeah.
It was insanity.
Yeah.
And then we start sprinkling politics and bullshit and finance and dick measuring and status and yada yada and blah blah and blah blah and non-stop. Your love deteriorates.
So true, hey. Like the politics just get the best of
100%.
What it's actually about.
But the first day you started doing Krump and you fell in love, none of that mattered because none of that was your priority. None of that was in your mind straight away. All you wanted to do was fucking Krump. So when I say don't forget to Krump, I mean fuck everything off and just Krump. And once everything hits you, like if you're getting paid to Krump, blessing. If you're traveling for Krump, blessing. If someone's hating you for Krump, blessing. Everything is a blessing because everything happens naturally because you're just Krumping.
Yeah.
Once you hit the stage of teaching, that means, oh man, I can show you how to get here. I can teach you how to get here. Then do it because the rest can follow your lead and be more successful. There's no other way.
Damn. I like that. I'm just like thinking about that. Like, yeah, that's so good. That's cool. So yeah.
So that's literally the tip for the generation to come or whatever. Just don't get a Krump because it's
remember why you first started, basically.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's why that is literally it. Don't forget to Krump because it's your why.
Yeah, remember, your why. That's so important.
Yeah.
It's like with anything in life, you need to remember why.
Yeah.
Why it is you're doing what you're doing. So for Upstate, for our scene in Queensland, what do you think our scene needs in order to grow or improve more? If you haven't already answered it, because you've said so much.
No, that's all good. I was having a chat with Queen Styler and All Bad about this yesterday. And I said, the best way to make our Upstate scene grow is to admit that some of us are teachers. We're no longer students. Some of us are students, and some of us have to admit to it. I was like, once everybody understands that, it will grow. Like, say for instance, I don't want to name names, but I'm going to. AB. Fantastic teacher. put your why first, let the scene grow, and then the blessings come after. That's simple. All bad, same thing. Jizza, same thing. Like, you know, kill, playmaker, all that, same thing. Understand your position. You know you're good enough. Like yourself, everybody understands. How to make Upstate successful, just know that you are worth it.
True. Yeah.
Once
Ooh,
you
I like
just,
that.
yeah, because once you put your pride first, everything crumbles.
Yeah, like trying to be like this and trying to be that.
Yeah,
But
like,
just,
oh man, I only had like 10 students for the first year, man, fuck this. It's like,
it's
bro.
not about that. Yeah.
Not about that. Trust the process.
Ooh, yeah.
Literally trust the process. I've been, well, almost by, you know, next year or whatever, I've been doing it for 20 years.
Whew, that's a long time.
I don't live off Krump. I have not, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, man, pay me. But I'm not asking for that. What do I still do? I still teach. I still help. I still try and make it grow.
I see this guy teaching always at sessions, and he, like, just like he'll be off in the corner teaching someone. Like, it's
100%.
crazy.
I literally got 3 new people, random people.
Yeah.
2 left feet and everything, and I'm trying to show them.
He taught me too.
Oh
so.
shit! So like,
One time.
like I help everybody.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you become successful. The answer is literally in your face, literally in the sentence. How do you make Upstate grow? You just let them grow.
Like, just allow people to do things, right?
Allow people to do
because
it.
sometimes when people have a goal or something that they want to do, there's always someone who said, like a naysayer, or someone who's like,
100%.
oh, you can't do that, or like, oh, you're not supposed to be at that, doing that role or being at that level, like know your rank or whatever.
100%.
But like, the only way we're going to grow, like you said, is if you just allow for people to do their thing. You know?
Yeah.
Some people are like meant to be teachers. Some people are meant to be leaders. Some people are meant to
Exactly.
be big homies. Like, yeah.
And to be that position, you have to accept the fact that you are in that position. Like you cannot be a leader and still act like a student. It's like, oh man, nah, I don't think I can. Lead. Like, nah, man, you're solid enough. Believe in yourself, like you tell everybody else you believe in yourself. Like imagine if me, right, helping everybody out, teaching everybody, but when it comes to a battle, I shy away.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all Brody and all this, and like, yeah, man, this is how you win a battle. And then when it comes to battle, I block off. Like, I'm like, that's okay. And like, fuck that. You should be who you are as you say you are. You know what I mean? So like, when people say, yeah, we should do this, all right, you sound like a leader. You act like a leader. You need to be a leader.
Yeah.
You know, you sound like a teacher. You act like a teacher. You're doing whatever teacher's doing.
Yeah.
You need to be a teacher. You're learning. You're still learning.
Yeah.
You're a student. You're acting like a student. You're still a student. Be that student.
Yeah.
Don't be something else because it don't fit your forte just yet.
Yeah.
Stay there until you grow.
So do you think that if someone's like a leader or if someone's a teacher, they should really accept that role and hone into that rather than trying to be, okay, I'm a teacher, I'm a leader, I'm a student, I'm a big homie, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Like, you know, try to take on like 10 things at once?
Yes. Yes. Because I'll put it in a way where it makes sense to a lot of people. A mother will never be a child to her own child. A mother will always be a mother.
Yeah. Yeah. So accept your role, pretty much. You know, like.
Well, understand it.
Yeah, of course.
You have to understand your role. Like, okay, shit, that felt good helping that person. Move to the next. Wow, that felt even better.
Yeah.
Hey man, you should teach classes. Nah. Already you're not accepting the fact that you're a good teacher. You need to understand what you're doing is good. Boom, should teach straight away. That's how it grows.
Wow.
But the more we block shit off, the shit won't grow. And you can't stand there going, fuck no, how do we make this grow now? It's like, no, the answer's right there, man. Everybody has a job to do. Everybody has a thing to do. Inspiration is a key for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there could be some little kid out in the whoop somewhere, nowhere that no one knows about, and watch you, and be like, I'm inspired.
No.
And out of nowhere, it's like, fuck Krump, fuck this, fuck that, and then all of a sudden you're playing chess for a living. And that little kid is like, where did she go?
Right, yeah.
So I mean, so
true.
like,
you never know who's watching you, you know?
Never know who's watching you.
Yeah, someone can be inspired by your journey. It's crazy. Yeah.
And if they see you excel in your journey, that kid is going to excel in life because of your journey.
Yeah.
That's how it should work. That's how we grow, and that's how we become successful.
Ooh, it's like that quote, I can't remember what it is, but it's about like how when you let your light shine, it allows others to do the same sort of thing. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn, that actually just helped me a lot with what I want to do. Like just that whole spiel he just gave. I was like, oh, okay, I think I know what I want to do now. So thank you. Do you have any final words that you want to just add on, or you want anyone, like people to know about who are watching or anything? You want to add on? You said a lot, but yeah.
I did say a lot.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I really pretty gassed out with all these answers. Final word, just have fun. We're in a dance, you know, we're dancing. If you want to be a politician and be a politics about dance, go to school about it first and try to be a politician. If you want to be all beefy in Krump and you want to fight a lot, how about take up some sports and be a pro fighter? If you just want to
style bender.
Yeah, style bender, 100%.
Yeah. I love that he promotes Krump. Yes.
He's such a humble cat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's insanity. But in every Krump world, in every country, all the Krumpers, there's some Krumpers in there. They think they got hands and try to cause drama.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we're dancers. We're not about that. You know, unless you're about that, be about that.
Yep.
But other than that, just dance, man. If you're about that, just dance. I reckon have fun. You'll have a better living life.
Yeah.
If you have fun. Yeah.
Woo! I like it.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Whoa! Yeah, let's go. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I really enjoyed this, and I learned a lot, and I hope you guys did too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before I go off, I just want to say, if you want to see more of Horace, or aka Bang, make sure you check him out on Instagram. I will be putting his Instagram below. Also check out his fam, Bang Universe. I will also be putting this below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next show.
Peace.
See you.